These are the top 5 mistakes that dog owners make, and I've made them myself in the past. Number one is socialization. So it's either you are over socializing your dog or you are under socializing your dog. And what I mean by over socialization is I've made the mistake of introducing my dog to anybody and everybody and any dog and every dog. And that became a problem in the future because anybody that crossed our path or any dog that crossed our path, my dog needed to meet them. It got to the point where she didn't pay attention or listen to me at all, and that became an issue. And the under socialization, I waited until some of my dogs they got the complete set of vaccines and then I socialized them. But at that point, they already passed a very crucial and very sensitive time period within the first 16 weeks of their life to socialize them. They basically weren't open. They were very fearful when it came to socializing with people, with different environments, and with other dogs. And the second mistake is overfeeding or free feeding. So what I did is I love my dog so much and I'm a very busy person. So I would give the food to my dog, didn't really keep track of how much food I would give. I would just fill the bowl up and I would put it there and they would eat that throughout the whole day while I'm gone. Or I would leave the food there and I would never put it away. And that became an issue because one, it can lead to health problems, for example, like obesity, or two, it would basically create no routine at all. And the dog doesn't really understand that there's a feeding schedule because then they get to eat whenever they want to eat. When that happens, they tend to lose value in the food. And the third thing is inconsistent training. So, for example, if I didn't want my dog to walk out of the door before I do and I wanted them to sit, instead of doing that, and that was part of the training in the beginning, instead of doing that, I would just let the dog walk out before me. If I allow that to happen, that creates an inconsistency because then they think that it's okay for them to do that and it confuses them the next time when I'm trying to train them to do it. But then I just keep allowing them to make that same mistake as well. Fourth thing is mental stimulation. So I used to think that physical stimulation was already good enough because I'm walking my dog about 3 to 4 times a day and it's like long walks. And I thought that was okay. I thought that was doable. However, that didn't solve the problem because then my dog was still having destructive behavior. She just seems like she wasn't worn out. That's when I realized it wasn't just only exercise that she needed. She needed to work her brain too. So when I started to implement more brain work into her training, she started to have less destructive problems and she became more tired. And the fifth thing is reinforcing unwanted behaviors. For example, if my dog and I were walking, she sees another dog across from her and she starts barking. Instead of trying to correct her for not barking and giving her a command of no or leave it, instead I end up picking her up, I end up petting her. That confuses her. They think we're actually enforcing it and praising them for what they're doing. So that's actually not ideal. And that's reinforcing them to keep having that unwanted behavior. So those are my top 5 mistakes that dog owners make.